How do corporate bylaws define the authority of officers? In recent news, many businesses are reevaluating their internal structures as they navigate changing regulations. A key topic emerging in discussions is how corporate bylaws define the authority of officers. This is especially relevant as companies seek clarity in their governance. If you are a business owner or involved in corporate management, understanding this topic is essential right now. Corporate bylaws are the rules that govern how a corporation operates. They play a vital role in defining the authority and responsibilities of corporate officers. Typically, bylaws outline which officers exist, such as president, vice president, treasurer, and secretary. They also detail the specific duties assigned to each position. Bylaws clearly allocate decision-making authority among various corporate bodies, including officers, the board of directors, and shareholders. This allocation helps clarify the limits of officers' powers to act on behalf of the corporation. For instance, officers may be given the authority to execute contracts, manage daily operations, and representing the corporation in legal matters. For example, bylaws often specify that certain officers, like the president or vice president along with the treasurer, have the authority to execute binding documents. This includes contracts and conveyances of property. Such provisions ensure that third parties can trust that these officers' signatures are valid and binding. However, it is important to note that an officer's authority is generally subject to the corporation's stated purposes and any limitations set forth in the bylaws or articles of incorporation. Actions taken by officers that exceed their authority or conflict with corporate purposes may not legally bind the corporation. In some regions, bylaws may also address officers' duties in specific contexts. For example, benefit corporations requiring officers to consider broader interests beyond just shareholders. Their powers and duties are defined by statutory requirements. Overall, corporate bylaws define officers' authority by specifying officer positions and their roles. They allocate decision-making powers and limits, authorize certain officers to execute binding documents, and set boundaries consistent with corporate purposes. This framework ensures clear governance and accountability regarding who can act on behalf of the corporation and under what conditions. Understanding these elements is essential for anyone involved in corporate management today.